funny enough, I was having this conversation with my aunt a couple of days back, and I think it's almost intergenerational, because what's happened is also a lot of women, and that's like our mother's generation, didn't demand more from those men.
Oh, good point.
So what's happened in those cases is
good point.
they weren't having those conversations. Then they get into the marriage. Then the man goes away. Then we, the kids, grew up seeing our mom doing it, and it's like that's fine. Do you get? And then you just keep going on, and it's just a vicious circle that has been created.
Men are not expected to be fathers in the same way women are expected to be mothers.
I totally agree.
Yeah, society-wise.
The society expects a lot more from women than men, and that's the beginning of the problem. That's actually the background of the problem. That's the problem, literally. I don't agree. I think too many excuses. Too many excuses have been made for men, and that's the truth. So. It's just normal. The woman is supposed to suck it up and just get on with the business, even if that's the truth. Like
it's true. I feel like this is a generational problem, and I feel like it is slowly changing with the way how society is changing, and women are now having careers and like ambitions and goals and actually going after them. But if we look at it for what it is in today, yes, 100%. If I'm not there for my kids, it's what? Their dad's not there. It's, oh, what happened? Oh, you okay? Like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more compassion and, understanding in why he can't be there or why he's not available. So, I feel like in society, when we're chasing our careers, when we've got goals, even just last week, I was out at this big party thing. It was about 11 p.m. Charlotte, what are you doing? Where are you going? Where's the kids? And it's like, as soon as society sees you as like, you're not doing your role as a mother, they want to just label you as like wicked, evil, like this witch who just doesn't, how could you bring children into the world if you're not going to be there for them? But if a dad leaves, it's, oh, he left. Oh, okay. Or even like, obviously I'm separated since I've not been wearing my ring. The pity looks I get walking around Tesco's with my two kids because like my son's running wild. Yeah. But like, if that's a dad and he's just out there, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, and I feel for you guys because you guys have this almost label, right? Mm-hmm. Men are technically the ones that walk out and leave. We'll never know what they have to endure. We don't know. We don't know. Some men are lucky to have a woman that is supportive and understanding and that will fight for him to change. Some men are not taught to be dads. Yeah. And they don't have that example in their household growing up, so they kind of just wing it. And some are just too weak and they walk, and some are strong enough to stay and learn. But at the same, but women don't have that choice. Women don't. Once we decide to have that child, that's it.
Yeah.
And we just have to kind of face it, ask for help, whatever it may be. But
and even the asking for help thing, the amount of times I've lifted my buggy on the underground by myself, I've got a bad back. Yeah. When I'm out with the kids and their dad, as soon as he goes to, hi, sir, do you need some help?
Mad.
I'm like, hold on.
It's actually mad.
Why are you rushing to help him lift the buggy when I be here struggling?
Not that he shouldn't be helped, but it's more
like why is it, oh yes, mom, single mom, she can do it. She can handle the world. She can carry everything on her shoulders. But as soon as the dad is like, oh.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a couple friends that haven't got kids yet and they're in their 30s, and I've overheard the question of, so when are you pushing one out? Yeah. But you don't really hear men being asked, when are you having kids? It's more like, oh, living the bachelor life, yeah? And I do see that there's a small...
agree with that one.
I mean, it depends. If it's an African household, yeah, you guys are, African men are pressured.
I'm from the Caribbean.
To get married.
Oh, is it? So to get married, settle down, have children.
Absolutely.
But I guarantee it's not as common. People coming up to you, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When are you settling down?
It's going back to that, society's, everything's changing.
It is changing.
So the things that weren't conversations that we might have been having like a decade ago now are becoming societal norms. Like. So now it's like 35 now. So it's like, even when I got to 30, it was getting to points where I was thinking, shit, like, so. But it was getting to a point where I was thinking, shit, like, my first child was born when I was 31 years old, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, it was just like,
I'm not gonna lie, some women find it shocking.
Even for me, I was like, it's getting to a point, I was thinking, maybe like something's not, it's like not proper, like what's going on? So I think those conversations are becoming more and more frequent and normal within.
But I feel like for women from about 25, especially if you're in a relationship, when you're having kids, when you're getting married.
Yeah.
Like as young as 25. I mean, when you look at a 25-year-old today, they ain't got nothing, they ain't clued up, they ain't rounded enough to become a parent. Even younger women get pressured.
So what you start to find, and what I've realised as I've transitioned through the stages and whatever, it's all dependent on your environment. So if you're in a certain space, these conversations are the norm, because it's like, if you're around a group of people that have gone through a certain career or educational, gone through the educational systems and whatever, these become education, career, family, kid, this becomes the norm.
Absolutely.
No disrespect to people that are not in that kind of bubble.
Yeah.
But if you're just linking my man down the road and whatever, thinking that, well, just do it.
I think people think more responsibly now before having a kid because they know what it entails, like they know what comes with it. It's a lot.
But these become conversations that you have in a particular type of environment, because we're going to be talking about kids or work or this thing or that, and then it just becomes the norm. But if you're around people, as I said, that need to be talking about kids, like kids.
But then back to the expectation thing, why do you think fathers are less expected to stick around and like be present? And
I think it's just the society. And funny enough, I was having this conversation with my aunt a couple of days back, and I think it's almost intergenerational, because what's happened is also a lot of women, and that's like our mother's generation, didn't demand more from those men.
Oh, good point.
So what's happened in those cases is
good point.
They weren't having those conversations. Then they get into the marriage. Then the man goes away. Then we, the kids, grew up seeing our mom doing it, and it's like, that's fine, do you get it? And then you just keep going on, and it's just a vicious circle that has been created. So I think it's mainly the society. Like you said, when I'm out with my kids in the park or something, everyone's like looking at me, I'm like, oh, okay, so cute. But the missus is there, no one really cares about, like, it's our duty, isn't it, and all that. Yeah. And I guess, you know what? The women have just, a lot of women, and funny enough, when she's speaking to other friends of ours, you find out that the mindset they still have is like, oh, your husband cooks, so that's nice. Like, those women kind of, those women have also like, I guess a lot of women have also just accepted it as a norm, like it's fine. So no one is demanding more from this men. And obviously, if no one tells me to do, everyone's born lazy to a large extent. I won't do anything. I won't lift a finger. So
I think because it's not even just the men, it's women as well who put that expectation on women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think the women are not asking the right questions. And it goes back to even the relationship before you guys even decide to have kids together or whatever it is. These conversations are not being had. A lot of those women are just like, oh, I want to have a child. I.e., it's just like the biological clock is ticking and I just want to have a child, you get what I mean? Without thinking it through, or you're with a guy and you're just blinded by the love and the gifts and all that, and actually you've not actually measured his character, you've not had that deep conversation, and then you have a baby with him and you expect him to be a dad. No, I'm just going to be a provider, I'll buy you fancy things and then you just sort the home front out, that's it.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So...
No, listen, I'm hearing the man, to be honest with you. So I had too much to say. No, I agree, to be honest with you. Again, it's more a society thing, but again, like I said, like you were saying about women putting the expectation on women is where it's heavy.
That's
again,
a big thing.
It's a massive thing. For me, like you said, the man ain't really going to do too tough if we don't have to. If I can come there, link you, eat a food, do the rare tear, and be gone again, most men will.
Yeah.
Most men will. And because, again, you've accepted that.
Yeah.
I didn't set that standard for you. You set that standard for you. You see what I'm saying to you? So it's, again, society-based, but again, it's you accept it. It's your acceptance. What do you allow to happen for you? Do you see what I'm saying? What are your standards? So this is where this all stems from, really. So I hear it.
Yeah, because I best believe if you tell the man, say, oh babe, tomorrow morning you'd have to please shower and please drop him at school. Except obviously your relationship is, the guy will probably, it will get it done. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. But then what you find happening is a lot of these women, just the power on and keep doing it. I'm like, I'm tired. But have you actually asked the man to help you? I get the point of initiative is there because you should be able to use your initiative with your child and all that. But if he lacks initiative, then point him in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's
but
it.
then also you get told you're
guidance.
When you're trying to give them that initiative.
That's another conversation. But if it's a child we both have, by default, we're both responsible for that child. We both agreed at the point of either we were married or we knocked ourselves out or whatever it is, and we want to keep this pregnancy, then everyone should bring equal, should get. But I think, some women just, they aid the laziness, or just, well, he wouldn't do it anyway, so let me just get on, and that's it. And then we just carry on even to our sons, and then you teach the children all that as it goes on. So,
Yeah,
like I said, it's a
true, we got
vicious
to break the
circle. It's
cycle.
just a vicious
When I
circle.
meet grown men who can't iron, I'm like, what is going on? What
Well, he
is
can
this
pay
even
for the
like?
laundry though, so...
No, just learn these basic life skills.
Some men can't even do that. Some men can't even do
So I'm
that. They
trying
can't
to
iron
do
and they
that.
can't pay for it.
Yeah.
It's all mad.